Is it
One sec.
on?
Manje,
Is it
manje.
streamers live? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Ah,
What's up, my
yeah,
people?
sure.
It
Yeah, sure.
is. Welcome back. Welcome back to Let's
Yeah, sure.
Argue Friday
Yeah,
night.
sure.
Two hosts, double the hot takes. My name is Lebza, the mood engineer.
Yeah.
Your resident mood engineer right here. And today we're looking back at the Champions League. We look up the chaos and then at some shocking flops. Right, Timo?
Yeah, sure. Tibo Lava Ultra. I'm here to balance the shit and give the cold analysis and maybe pour fuel on the fire when it's needed. We had Champions League, we had PSL, we have weekend fixtures coming up, both in the Premier League, in La Liga, in the Bundesliga, and even in the Serie A. It's a global buffet, so let's argue all about it.
Oh, yeah. We start with the Champions League recap. Tuesday gave us Spurs 1-0 versus Villarreal. Expected, right, Timo? And then
Oh,
Arsenal 2-0 at Bilbao. I remember in our predictions, that's exactly what we thought, that Bilbao won't have the muscle. And then Madrid scraping. I hope you're hearing the word
ah,
scraping. 2-1 with the help of
ah,
referees over Marseille with another
ah,
dodgy penalty. And then Juventus
ah.
hammered Dortmund 4-0. No.
But it ended up
No.
in a 4-4 draw.
Yeah, it ended up being a 4-4 draw.
It ended
And
up
then
being a
that was the
4-4
shock.
draw. Yeah,
True.
I
And then
think that was a big
Benfica,
shock for everyone. Yeah.
struggling with the team from Azerbaijan. I think that's
Yeah.
flop material right there.
I'm telling you. Wednesday we even saw PSG beat Atalanta 4-0. Liverpool managed to get revenge on Diego Simeone's side with a 3-2 win at the Anfield Stadium. I'm telling you, even at the Allianz Arena, Bayern
Yeah.
Munich managed to beat the so-called world champions in Chelsea with a 3-1 scoreline. Listen, there was a lot of great games, and there was a lot of scintillating stuff that we need to get through. So let's go, man.
All right, and then Thursday, Newcastle. Obviously, they were going to lose against Barca. It was just about how much were they going to lose. Marcus Rashford, really Rashford coming
Baby,
into the
Rashford.
party. I guess Flick is a talent revitalizer. Because remember what he did with the whole Barca team when they were just like losing the league when Xavi left. And now the revolution of Flick is back on. City, obviously, Haaland and Doku again, bro. Haaland and Doku again. Hmm? And then
Yeah, I don't know.
obviously,
Hey, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a hater, but I think that red card that Di Lorenzo got, it tipped the favor in Manchester City's way, But yeah, definitely it was a great performance. Marcus Rashford showed his quality. Look, Manchester City also did well to get a win in the first game in the new league phase. So yeah, I think there's a lot of positives for everyone.
so a few questions for you then. First of all, out
Okay.
of now the first matches that we've seen, who
Yes.
are we seeing as a clear favorite?
It's too early to say, hey, because it's still the first game. There's 7 more games to go. There are many slip ups that can happen. There are many surprises that can
Yeah,
happen. There are some teams that can even maybe find their form because
yeah.
I don't think we got first class performances from everyone. I think it's still in the very early stages. So I think after the third
Yeah.
game, maybe we can start having that conversation. But for now, I think it was a litmus test for some teams. There are some people who maybe expected to get more positive results, like Monaco, who lost 4-1 to Club Brugge, the Belgian side. Um, I think this first game maybe was a litmus test that everyone can maybe look and use to do a proper stock take and find out what needs to be chinked out, what needs to be worked on, and if there are people who maybe didn't come to the party at all, they know now they need to go back to the drawing board and try and find new solutions.
I know you put it very well, man. But I'm thinking PSG look like the champions that they are. And I think also because they were wounded from Chelsea's whipping in the Club World Cup plastic trophy, as others call it. So,
Now, don't be a hater.
all right. I'm not a hater. I just crush a lot. Anyway, so look, I'm thinking that PSG were trying to show the world that look, that was a blip, that was a mistake. You know, we took Chelsea for granted, but we're not taking any team for granted anymore. And then from a Liverpool perspective, I'm just worried about Liverpool, brother. That midfield is not clicking. As much as they've scored 3 goals, you saw the third goal came via Beyonce, and it also came in the dying minute as he did his celebration, you know? So I don't see them as strong favorites. And then Bayern, I really don't know whether that Bayern performance convinces us that Bayern are a contender, or maybe Chelsea were just shite on the day. What do you think?
Well, look, if we're going to talk about Liverpool, for example, I think they continue to show the philosophy that Arne Slot has brought to the side.
Yeah.
Look, winning teams find a way to win.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's ugly. And when you play against a side like Atletico de Madrid, it's hardly a walkover to win against them. And if you look at the manner in which the game went, it was a real topsy-turvy type of game. So I think Liverpool are continuing in the rich vein of form that they are in. They may not be playing well. But I think they are doing everything necessary to get the result. And I think that's the most important thing. Where Bayern München are concerned, I think I agree with you totally there. They don't really look a convincing side with regards to can they actually go all the way, but they have real weapons. And I mean lethal weapons. The form that Harry Kane is in right now, I don't know, man, if we should be talking or maybe considering him for a Ballon d'Or. Maybe it would take for Bayern Munich to win a Champions League before we could actually do that. But they have quality all around. And
please,
guys
please, don't. I'm sorry to cut you, dog, but in the spirit of arguing, don't mention what you call Harry Kane here with some winning Ballon d'Or while Lamal is sitting there waiting for the.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm with you, right? But that's why I made it clear that what it will take at least is for Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. Because if you watch that game between Chelsea and Bayern München, Harry Kane was all over the pitch. He was by the Bayern's full back. He was by the Bayern's left back. He was in the left wing, in the right wing. He was deep in midfield. He was all over the show. He was dictating play. And I think if they can continue in that vein, with Harry Kane just leading the charges, I think somewhere along the line something has got to give. But overall, I think there's a lot of positives to take. Atletico Madrid also, because they didn't start off so well this particular campaign, managing to push Liverpool that far in this type of game is for me a good sign. But obviously, in the next coming games, they need to ensure that they get the 3 points.
And then wait, what I want to know is, now that you've seen the first few games in this league format, right?
Yes.
Who was your star player for this format? Week 1.
What I must pick a star player individual from the first match day. That's difficult, because there's so many players.
What Champions League player of the week?
My Champions League player of the week, it's definitely between Harry Kane and Pedri Gonzalez.
I told you Pedri was amazing. Man. But I want to.
Yeah, but I never disagreed with you.
I know. I just wanted to say it there.
The only thing I had a problem with was that you thought Pedri was better than Jude Bellingham, aka Jabulani Pengu. And
He
that's
is.
that's where you
No, he
lost me,
is.
bro.
Guys, the guys that are watching, please comment, let us know. Jude Bellingham
Please help
versus
him.
Pedri from Barcelona.
Please
Who
comment and
is
help him.
the better player?
Please comment and help him because he's lost. Please.
Now, so look,
Yes.
my player of the week is that what you call referee that called a penalty on someone that was falling. Really, if a team that has won 15 Champions Leagues needs a ref to give them a penalty just to beat lowly Marseille, hey,
I'm gonna say this to you.
Yeah.
The same thing happened between Juventus and Borussia Dortmund, right?
Yeah.
And the referee in that game also called a penalty. But as usual, because it's Real Madrid that are in discussion, it's Real Madrid that are at the tip of the spear, everyone is going to blow it out of proportion. And it's really unnecessary. The rules are the rules.
Yeah, you say the rules are the rules. We say the rules are different for the ones in Madrid. Anyway, we move on from Champions League and we do a light stop on PSL midweek. Tibo, start us off there on midweek PSL. Two games.
Oh yes. Now midweek we had some action between Kaizer Chiefs and Sekhukhune United. It was an unfortunate result for the Amakosi faithful, succumbing to a 3-1 defeat to Sekhukhune United. Things were so bad that even the manager took his things and he left the building. I don't know how the Kosi faithful feel about that, but it's for me very premature. I think they should have kept him because keeping him would have meant that other teams like Orlando Pirates would have had almost a guaranteed shot at beating Kaizer Chiefs in the next derbies. But overall, with my bias aside, I think Sekhukhune United looked sharper. They were set up very well, tactically wise. They were head and shoulders above Kaizer Chiefs. I think they did everything right. I think this is a moment for everyone at the Kaizer Chiefs to reflect on what exactly it is they want to do and where they want to find themselves. Because with the coach taking a leave or resigning or being fired like he has, I think it's also a message from the players. And it's also a message to the players.
Let's not get philosophical, brother. You know,
I'm not.
No, let me tell
I'm
you.
not, man. I'm not trying to get philosophical, man.
Let me tell you.
I mean,
simple argument is this. That coach left before the start of the season, and we started with the assistant coach. Assistant coach.
Yes.
They went ahead and found a formula with the defense. And they had now found two, Quinica and Miguel in the middle, that were doing extremely well. Then comes back our coach, and he says, "No, I don't like this defense," and changes the defense because those goals were just about people that are not used to playing with one another. And then on top of that, he went ahead and omitted the youngsters, Mdu Shabalala, Villagas. He did not put them in. You see?
Yes.
So that is an issue, and we are so happy that he's going so that the assistant coach can carry on from where he left. I'm going to give flowers to Sekhukhune. Bradley Grobler is a marksman. Ki Hurricane wa Mzansi. But if I remember properly, first match day of the season, Sekhukhune beat Pirates 1-0. So we both have left the Sekhukhune match with no points. I don't know if you think maybe 3 goals against us makes it more points, but same 3 points, gone.
Yeah, we still have our coach, eh? I think that's the big difference here. But anyways, if any of our viewers want to see more excuses, they can log on to lebzasexcuses.com and they will find a plethora of excuses there.
Oh man, I laughed at you so much that I even lost connection with my camera. You see,
Come back to us.
My camera decided to misbehave, brother. Hey,
come back to us, please.
No. I think I'm just change my view here because you're hurting my feelings. Let me just live in my dream house.
Askies,
You know, let me live in my
Askies.
dream
How
house
are you
so I
feeling
can
though?
just remember.
I'm
Eh?
sure you can speak on behalf of all the Kosi faithful. How are you feeling
Yeah.
about having lost your coach? Another one again.
No,
How are
we
you
are
feeling?
happy actually that the coach left. I'm telling you, we are happy. I think the issue is that because he doesn't understand English, like you've been in South Africa for a year, you still can't answer a few questions in an interview, even in broken
Hey,
English, at least. At
hey,
least broken
we've
English.
been through this before. Hey, I don't know if you were around when we had a one coach by the name of Uh, Jose Maria Natalina Santana. I
Yeah.
think he was at the helm once upon a time when we hosted the greatest World Cup ever. So I
But
think we've
yes, I
been through
remember
things like
him.
that before.
And you saw there was a problem with communication. Like you can't just talk to your player and say attack, cross, header, in, goal. You need to talk to them about feelings, talk to them and inspire them. So I do feel this. But let's leave the best team in the country in Kaiser Chiefs and go to the third best team, which is currently Mamelodi Sundowns. So Sundowns are shocking me. Is it because they've lost Ribeiro, or is it because the team is tired? Because obviously they've played a lot of matches, Africa Cup, I mean Africa, whatever Champions League matches. They've went to the
Yes,
Club Cup. They've played all
yes,
the matches in the league, and obviously at a
yes.
high level. And as much as they have depth, but a coach usually trusts a certain 15, a certain 15 that he plays all the time. You can't play all your 23 players. I
Mm-hmm.
feel there's fatigue coming in, but is it that this coach is trying too much to change the formula that worked for Rulani?
Well, look, I think anytime a new coach comes in, I think they want to um, stamp in their own authority, implement their own philosophy and their ideas. You see,
Yeah,
now the most important thing again is to ensure that you do not demolish what was already there. Because if you do that, the chances are you're probably going to lose the dressing room. And that
yeah,
is the worst case scenario if you're a manager. But Mamelodi Sundowns have had, how can I say, have been on and off. They've been on the boil and sometimes off it. So I think as the season continues, they will show their best level. But if the coach is not managing to resonate his philosophy to the players or get his message across, then we will see it from the results. I think Marumo Gallants put up a valiant effort against this Mamelodi Sundowns
yeah.
side, but it was unfortunate that Sundowns also could not take their chances in this regard. So overall, I think a draw was a fair point, was a fair result. But for a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they won't be happy with this result because they'll be looking to get as many wins as possible, especially now at the beginning of the season.
No, you got it. All right, now let's go some quick fires. We're going to go ahead and preview some of the leagues. Let's
Okay.
we're usually a bit close with our predictions, so take us seriously here.
Okay.
We're not
Okay.
saying bet your whole house on Betway, on Hollywood bets, or whatever. But at least 100 rand, you might get something. But don't quote us on that. And remember, gambling is addictive. So consult someone when you start to have a problem. So quickly, Thibaut, I want to say
Yeah.
Saturday, Liverpool. Obviously, it's a Merseyside derby. The slot machine is rolling on with the late goals. But Everton look reborn under, their new coach. And also, Grealish
David
is
Moyes.
currently the highest with assists. So my question, though, is can Florian Wirtz show that he's the new Enfield hero? Can he overcome their noisy neighbors?
Well, I think
For the fans,
if
Thibaut,
he can
what other
show that.
match are you looking at?
Pardon? Hey, Lebza, are you with me? I lost you there for a second. Would you mind repeating
No,
that?
carry on. I'm with you.
Well, look, with regards to the
No, I was
Merseyside
saying
derby,
which
right?
other match are you looking at? Yeah.
Well, look, with regards to the Merseyside derby, I think because Liverpool will be playing at home, they are expected to get the result. They expect to get the 3 points. But as you've mentioned, Jack Grealish is in a rich vein of form. He's the player with the most assists so far in the Premier League. So I think they'll be hoping to get an upset with this Liverpool team because as of late, they do look a bit shaky. So it could go either way. But for this Merseyside derby, I think Liverpool are definitely the favorites.
All right. What other matches there this weekend, Thibaut?
We also have Manchester United entertaining Chelsea. Chelsea will be
Whoa, Moby
looking
Cell is
to.
gonna be so sad if he loses against Man United, eh?
Oh, you mean Mawande?
Yeah.
Mawande will be fine. Mawande will be fine. He hasn't answered his phone ever since they lost to Bayern Munich, but I'm sure he will reappear when it's time to play at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
History has shown us that Chelsea have not had a great record for the last couple of years at Old Trafford specifically. And Chelsea will, I think, be looking for a response after taking thrashing from the Bavarians in Germany.
Yeah.
Man
And
United,
another thing
however,
is that, United also lost last week to City, so both of them are coming from losses, and they want to really, impress.
for the neutral, I think we'll all be hoping that everyone plays this game like it's a final.
Yeah, like 4-4 or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, definitely.
And then
Plus
another
Alejandro Garnacho
exciting.
will be going back to Old Trafford after leaving Old Trafford in acrimonious circumstances.
Yeah, I think maybe they should have given Man United Sterling, while they took Garnacho, because Sterling is now chilling there, gymming with the under 18s. But anyway, story for another day. Arsenal versus Man City. This is
Yes.
the blockbuster. Arteta versus Pep. Mentor versus student. The Emirates will be bouncing. And if Arsenal win, then obviously they plant a flag and say we are title contenders. If City win, then it's a reminder to everyone that the league is still up for the taking for anyone who wants to snatch it. Your thoughts?
Q Kendrick Lamar. Look, I think this game will be another game filled with fireworks. I think Arsenal are on an upturn in form. I
Yeah.
think they'll be looking to punish this Pep Guardiola side. They'll be looking to get a result against this Manchester City side, especially considering that they will be hosting them at the Emirates. Manchester City, however, will be looking to crush Arsenal because in recent history, Arsenal have become a thorn in their side. And overall, I think this will also be a litmus test for both managers. Pep Guardiola needs to show that he is serious about mounting a serious challenge for this edition of the English Premier League title, as well as Arsenal, because if you haven't been watching football, then it's very easy for me to tell you that Mikel Arteta has been the Arsenal manager for eons now, and he hasn't won anything worth bragging about. So games
I
like
get
this
you.
is where Mikel Arteta will need to show that this team, that this group of players are ready to go all the way.
All right. Thibaut, La Liga. Start us off, man.
Well, the action is kicking off tonight with Real Betis entertaining Real Sociedad after Real Sociedad lost to Real Madrid last week, and incredible circumstances. They'll be looking to get their league campaign back on track. Real Betis, however, will be looking to bring Anthony on. They managed to sign him from Manchester United, but the deal took forever to get through. But he should be available for tonight's game, and he will definitely be smitten at the chance of showing his very best level now that he's back to the club that he loves, to the club that he was prepared to sacrifice anything to come back to. On Saturday, Real Madrid will be entertaining Espanyol. Question really will be, will Xabi Alonso be able to maintain the momentum, or will Espanyol provide a banana where the Madrid machine will slip up and hopefully we will see if this will maybe give Barcelona an opportunity to jump back in the lead for the La Liga title.
Well, Sunday, Mallorca takes on Diego Simeone's Atletico. And obviously, Diego Simeone is already on our flop list just for how he got a red card at the end of the match. So he definitely needs this win badly to get back into the good books for his own fans and the players. Then Barca take on Getafe. Hansi Flick's team are improving every week. You can start to see that people are getting fitness. Rashford is on fire because the previous league match, he laid a beautiful assist for Rafinha. And then, obviously, versus Newcastle, he crowned himself the king of England by netting twice. Gundogan runs the midfield. But will he be able to run a midfield in his own area? But obviously, he's not part of Barca. He's not anywhere in what you call this thing, Spanish leagues anymore. I just remember when he was in Flick's team and he tried, but they sent him back to City. Now we've got Pedri. Now we've got your player De Jong. And obviously, you saw when De Jong is not available, Casado can just take over that midfield. So Getafe to park the bus, and let's see how it goes. Let's go to Bundesliga and Serie A quickly.
Yeah, the Bundesliga action is also back. Bayern are fresh from dismantling a Chelsea side, and now will have to face a Stuttgart side that plays scintillating football. Bayer Leverkusen will be entertaining Freiburg, and Alonso's system is humming. If you take into account that the new manager has now come in and he's sort of getting results, they are responded. The players are responding way better than they did when
Alonso was there.
No, not necessarily Alonso. Who's that gentleman that was there? Eric Ten Hag.
Oh, Ten Hag, yeah.
Left, yeah. The boys are responding very, very well. Dortmund will also be licking their wounds because they really had Juventus on their knees. When with the scoreline, it was 4-2. But then in a matter of 3 to 4 minutes, they let Juventus back into the game, and the Champions League tie ended in a 4-4 draw. So the Bundesliga action is back. It will be filled with fireworks, and we can't wait.
Serie A, pure theater. Napoli are buzzing with Højlund debut. And you know what? Juve versus Inter last weekend gave us 7 goals. The two brothers, what a nice moment, But now we keep our eyes on their follow-ups. AC Milan, steady with Modric, still proving that he can dictate games at 39. Beautiful goal that he scored last week. So
Italy at 40, he turned 40, I think, a week and a half ago. At 40.
So now he's actually 40. And you know what they say, life begins at 40. So Milan is a great place for him to go through a midlife crisis and buy BMs and stuff like that, yeah? So Italy will definitely not disappoint.
I'm not sure about that. Form is temporary, but class is permanent.
Well, I definitely agree with you that Modric is class. He is definitely class. Let's get to our flops of the week. Obviously, we did say that one of our flops is Simeone,
Yes.
And then also one of our other flops is the referee for Real Madrid. It's so weird that the pot is calling the kettle black, because Real Madrid complain about referees like they get paid for it. However, when they get the love, they don't complain. And then another flop is Benfica losing to that team from Azerbaijan. And who would you select out of the 3?
Okay, definitely Benfica losing to the team from Azerbaijan, Karabakh. That was a great upset, without a shadow of a doubt. I think the controversies surrounding the penalty that Real Madrid got, I think that's blown out of proportion because, again, the rules are the rules. But the flop of the week is definitely going to Diego Simeone for his behavior after losing to Liverpool. If you are an avid fan of La Liga like I am, then you would know that a lot of the times when the opposition come to the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, it's a very hostile stadium. The fans are very disrespectful, almost inhumane, and it was surprising to see this reaction from him. You know, when you normally dish it out and then you get it back, it's a little different. So he's definitely my flop of the week.
All right. And then prop of the week, Thibaut. Take us through it.
Prop of the week. I must say, I was very, 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 very happy with how Gabriel Martinelli came off the bench and decided the game for Arsenal away at Athletic Bilbao. For me personally, and before this game against Bilbao, I thought he maybe lied on his CV when he said that he was Brazilian, because he never played or showed the type of football that you can akin to a Brazilian type of player. But as
Yeah.
soon as he came off that bench and he was given an opportunity to show what he can do, he decided the game. He became a match winner. The other team that we can look at maybe as an option for our prop of the week is Eintracht Frankfurt. They scored 5 goals, and there isn't a better way to look at it but just to give them a 5-star rating. Club Brugge as well, they also dismantled Monaco. That
Yo.
game was end to end, but if you saw it, if you were watching that game, then Monaco were absolutely out of their depth. But last but not least, another contender is Marcus Rashford. I think he definitely used this opportunity that he was given to come back to his home country to show the naysayers that he's actually a class player. His first goal was a great way to announce himself, but his second goal for me is even the goal of the week. So I think my prop of the week definitely goes to Marcus Rashford.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Can you guys subscribe? Click on subscribe, click on like, but most importantly, click on share. You know, because your friend is my friend and Tibo's friend is our friend, and all friends can just be friends. So share this. Make sure that you tell your friends about it, but most importantly, also comment. Who do you think is your flop of the week from midweek? And then who is your prop of the week from an amazing week of football? Thank you to all the teams, man. Thank you to all the leagues, because you just keep on entertaining us. And this weekend looks like it's going to be a humdinger. And that's our Friday. Let's argue. We've argued. We've roasted Thibaut's team with the penalties, and we've also celebrated, some wonderful teams, some wonderful plays. Now we know EPL derbies are coming up during the weekend. La Liga drama is about to start again. It's like a Netflix in La Liga. And then Bundesliga, we want to see how Bayern obviously responds. And then Serie A, with some of the retired stars that have come from La Liga and the Premier League. Let's see if they can make a spectacle this weekend. This weekend is fully loaded. We'll be back on Monday to argue about who was right. But we know who's always wrong. It's this guy right here. This guy right here. Right here.
Guys, don't listen to Levu. Tune into this weekend's football. Let's see each other again on Monday, and be ready to argue. Like, subscribe, share, tell everyone in your community about it, your friends and family, and let them tell their friends. Let's see each other again on Monday. Yeah, sure.
Until then, argue responsibly. We ask you to do it. Actually, it's a demand. Let's argue. See you on Monday.